Clock stops on first downs under 2 minutes in the second and fourth quarters. Bulls don't care. They're moving quickly. Dukes, man, they're gashing them on the ground. Prince Beam on the tackle that time. South Florida with Alex Golish, who was the offensive coordinator at Tennessee the last couple of years. There's a bit of a misconception that they're only a pass-heavy team. They're running it right down their throats right now. Inside the 10 goes Dukes. 5 straight runs down to the 6-yard line. Isaiah Hazel on the tackle.
Another 49er banged up on that play. It's like Stone Handy is on the ground the entire afternoon.
This defense is gassed. Getting gashed again as Dukes tripped up.
To your point, Drew, with this offense here at USF, Golish told us this week, you know, they don't care how they get it done.
Second charge timeout. Charlotte, 30 seconds.
They'd like to be as balanced as they can. But certainly the run always sets up the pass. Is that dude ever not smiling, by the way? Sean Atkins is like the happiest guy in the world.
He's awesome. I have a feeling he's going to be in the foxhole later.
We'll see.
Would you say he worked at a meat market?
He had a job. This is a walk-on, so he was trying to pay for his school, and he was working more of like a high-end restaurant, actually. I think it was called the meat market. But yeah, the staff in the offseason, they wanted him to commit more to football, and this commitment for him has been tremendous. Seeing him take on this huge role in this offense. I mean, he's been everywhere tonight.
South Florida about to run their 40th play. Brown looks right, throws right, complete, touchdown Bulls. Kelly Joyner Jr. has his second receiving touchdown tonight out of the backfield.
Completely fakes out the defense and just wide open to the flat. No one even takes Joyner Jr. Bulls, they're running right now.
Running, throwing, receiver passes, you name it, they're doing it. John Cannon knocks through the extra point. With under a minute to play, South Florida 21, Charlotte 7.
Go back and look at that touchdown throw. And how did Joyner just get so wide open? They got this little bunch set here at the top of the screen. And as they clear out, it's basically a pick play, and there was a little bit of a hole that Derek Bowman gets away with there on the right side of the offensive line. But nonetheless, a great play design by Alex Golish and this offensive staff, Joel Gordon and company.
$21 unanswered for USF here on senior night. Almost halfway to their first bowl berth since 2018. A low line drive kick fielded by Dwayne Thomas. Thomas finds a seam. Past the 40. Out of bounds. A late flag comes in. As of now, it's good field position for Charlotte with 45 seconds left in the half and 2 timeouts. But they might be moving back.
Dwayne Thomas Jr. has really shown some flashes for this 49ers football team. Just a freshman, a true freshman, 5'8", 170. Has some wheels, has some wiggle to him. I'm very impressed with him.
Really a crafty runner.
So crafty.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 5. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Charlotte.
And look, that hurts.
Yeah, I mean, they were going to have, their best starting field position of the game, an opportunity to maybe go get some points, have some positive momentum before halftime. and instead they're going to be backed up again.
Offense has done nothing lately after their opening touchdown drive. 4 3-and-outs on their last 5 possessions. The other drive ended with an interception. Let's see what Trexler Ivy can cook up here as they start at their own 25. First pass complete. That was, or incomplete rather, it was dicey again. They will give him the catch. The tight end Colin Weber. They say he double caught it. Jalen Schuler in the vicinity. Clock winding, under 30. Ivy with time. Throws it away. Hassan Wilson was in the area. 3rd down and 7 now.
I think if you're South Florida, if you get a stop here, you probably call timeout, force him to punt the ball away again. Maybe Atkins gets an opportunity at it.
Down and 7. USF rushes 3. Ivy flush to his left, picked off. Another interception for South Florida. It's Daquan Day Evans.
He's going to run out of time.
On his feet. He might go. They don't need more time. Evans. Oh, is he in? Touchdown. With zeros on the clock. Number 0 takes it the distance. There is a flag down at the 20. Get Daquan Evans some oxygen. He probably ran at least 100 yards on that return.
During the return, personal foul, illegal blindside block, intercepting team. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, South Florida.
Oh, man.
Oh, there's no time on the clock. One of the more amazing INT returns you'll see. And as he's returned the football, I'm staring at the clock because I'm thinking, you're already in field goal range there. And then he runs back.
The U-turn.
He does the U-turn at the U in the middle of the field, and then comes all the way back down the field and finds his way to the end zone. Tremendous effort. And now there's a little conversation here.
This was spectacular. Gets lassoed and says, I'm going to go the other way. Outran the offensive lineman Jordan Daniels and found nothing but green grass in front up that right sideline. Almost got.
I don't even know.
No time left in the game clock, but there will be one untimed down due to the penalty. First down.
All right, so where was the penalty at?
Well, they've spotted the ball at the 34, so it could be a field goal. Looks like the offense.
Well, you know what's interesting too? He was really close to maybe not scoring that.
Yeah.
Potentially, had they reviewed that, I don't know. So again, they'll get the untimed down, so this actually helps them.
Yeah, so if he were down at the goal line, the penalty actually helps South Florida.
Correct.
So now it gives them a chance to kick the field goal.
The previous play is under further review.
Well, here's the thing. If he did not score the touchdown, right, wouldn't you decline the penalty? If you're Charlotte, I mean.
Just get us to zeros. The thing is, though, was he down? So we're going to have to, to fast forward this, 15 seconds later, he's at the goal.
Because the penalty would negate the touchdown. But if he doesn't get in, you decline the penalty, it's halftime.
After further review, the runner's knee was down prior to the ball breaking the plane at the goal line. The penalty will now be declined, and the half is over.
There you go.
A pretty impressive return nonetheless by Day Evans. We'll have the highlight forever. The fans here at Ray J will have the moment. South Florida won the toss, elected to defer, so they'll start the third quarter with the football. We'll check out the first half stats. Over half the total offense for Charlotte in the first half came on that opening drive when they went for 71 yards and a touchdown. Ever since, they've had 3 and outs and an interception. And that's it. 2 interceptions, actually, after that pick by Day Evans. Meanwhile, for USF, you see the passing yards. Byron Brown, their quarterback, has set a new single-season program record as he approaches 3,000 yards through the year.
And for an offense in Charlotte that only averages about 17 points a game, it's not looking too good right now.
Byron Brown, a threat with the legs, rolling to his right, throws up the sideline. That was dangerous, and Demetrius Knight got a piece of it again. He's the one who deflected that 4th down pass back in the first quarter, and he's got 3 interceptions this year.
The thing I'll be curious to see here, Drew, is do they continue with the tempo of being up 14 points?
They'll throw it deep, incomplete. 2 flags come in. Dante Balfour in the coverage on Joffrey Brown. It was 1-on-1. That'll be a 15-yard penalty against
Pass
Charlotte.
interference. Defense number 1. Penalty results and an automatic first down.
Taking shots down the field. Love the arm strength of Byron Brown. And that's such an easy call as Balfour kind of turns his head around, but then he ends up just tackling Brown on the outside.
To the play action. Brown wants to throw deep again. He's got his man inside the 20. Jaden Alexis reverses course. Goodbye. 60-yard pitch and catch. Touchdown USF.
Ball a little bit underthrown to Alexis, but it was in triple coverage. Probably a smart throw because it was underthrown a little bit, allowed Alexis to come back to the football, and then it was all him after that. He just made dudes look silly.
John Cannon's extra point is good. Look at that scoring drive. 2 plays, 75 yards, and a touchdown. The second passing touchdown of 60+ tonight.
Take a look. Brown, good job seeing the pressure come in the pocket. Again, the ball a little bit underthrown there as Dantes Fagan's trying to make a play, and then he just cuts and reverses field and shows the speed at the end of this. This USF offense, Drew, is so much fun to watch. The future is bright in South Florida.
Almost as bright as that slime green. Almost. Oh, look out. Look out.
Got a little hot at halftime.
Sleeves have come off. Sleeves have come off. Code red. Biff Poggi's cutoff is his signature look. In fact, in the team photo earlier this year, he showed up in a polo, and the players basically revolted, he said.
They made him take off the polo and cut the sleeves off another shirt.
How about the hat, too? Does it say run the dang ball?
It says run the dang ball.
He's a character.
He is in a good way, though. I mean, I really enjoyed our conversations with him this week, Drew, and learning about his role with this program and how much he really cares about the young student athletes.
Henry Rutledge will return it from his goal line. Out to the 25, and he's dropped there. So Biff Poggi, maybe the most interesting character in college football. His whole mantra is transformational, not transactional. And this is how he lays it out. Transactional is when the coach tells player what the player wants to hear. Come on in, we'll make you an NFL player, get NIL money. And a lot of the time it's not true. Transformational is when the coach tells the player what the player needs to hear.
Yeah.
You might not start. You might not make the NIL money. Recruiting is another word for lying, says Biff Poggi. He's about anti-recruiting. Joshim Bangda going nowhere on the first play of this new drive, and he's twisted down with forward progress. It'll be a loss of 3 for Charlotte.
Just to comment on what you mentioned there with Biff is, this guy doesn't need the job. I mean, there's so many coaches that are in it for the money, and this guy has made millions of dollars, in the stock market, and he's doing this out of the love for the game and for the players.
Steven Johnson is his new quarterback. Johnson's first pass is complete. That is enough for a first down for Charlotte as J.Iris Mack makes the grab. Johnson, the freshman out of Bristol, Tennessee. Getting some action here. Dom Schaffner was listed as the backup. Jalen Jones, their starter, out for the year. Ivy got the start. Bangda on the carry out to the right side. He picks up 6 on first down. Tavin Ward, the quarterback, makes the tackle. Now Ivy, again, great on that first drive, but struggled afterward. And you see that first half drive summary. All those punts are 3 and outs, then a turnover on downs, and then 2 interceptions. It's the first career action for Steven Johnson. Pitches it out, Hassan Wilson, who's got speed, and he takes it past midfield. Jalen Schuler on the stop for USF, their top tackler this year.
Listen, I think at this point, you're down 21 points. You're just trying to find something to spark this offense. Nice run here by Hassan Wilson.
For Steven Johnson, first action of the season, so only one game, not going to burn the red shirt, as this is their season finale. Got good size at 6'4".
With his father, Steve, played for the New England Patriots.
There you go. First and 10. That's complete. It's J.Iris Mack, head of steam. Touchdown. So welcome in Steven Johnson. On his first drive as Charlotte's quarterback, he completes on a 47-yard touchdown.
Talk about coming in cold off the sidelines. Beautiful throw. Great catch. Breaks a tackle. And off to the races. That was surprising.
How fired up he is. Rightfully so. His first collegiate action. So Biff Poggi and this Charlotte staff press the right button. Going with Steven Johnson. His touchdown to J.Iris Mack, and Jake Larson adds the extra point. 4 plays, 74 yards, 218. Charlotte might have a new quarterback, Foxy.
They didn't even really have him on our depth chart coming into the game. Steven Johnson comes in here cold off the bench. Throws a dime to J.Iris Mack.
Who the heck is that? That's Steven Johnson, who wasn't even listed on the depth chart for Charlotte. Just came in, his first collegiate action. Freshman quarterback redshirted last year. Just threw his first career touchdown pass for the 49ers to J.Iris Mack.
He was a 2-year starter there in the state of Tennessee in high school. Threw for 976 and 7 touchdowns. In fact, was the player of the year.
Also a good track athlete when he was at Tennessee high school.
Got some wheels.
Looks like Charlotte might have found something with Steven Johnson. This is a 2-touchdown game. Matthew Hill on the return for South Florida. Look out. Hill cuts it back, and he's dragged down on the plus side of the 50. So a little momentum for Charlotte. Extinguished right away. Randy Franklin makes the stop.
And just like that, I mean, this Bulls team is so explosive, whether it be offensively, with their wide receivers, the running backs, and now you see it on special teams. And as you just said, partner, all that momentum just wiped away.
51-yard return for the senior safety, Matthew Hill. Brown takes back over. He's already set the single-season USF passing record. He's 13 away from 3,000 yards. Swings it out to Sean Atkins. He's got it here. Atkins on the run after the catch, takes it past the 30. Prince Bima makes the tackle. It goes for 16. And Byron Brown has become the first South Florida Bull to throw for 3,000 yards in a season. He stands in throws toward the sideline. Atkins the intended target. Second down coming up.
And Atkins, obviously coming into this game, had 900 yards and now with 61 yards receiving on the day. Looking to go over 1,000 for the Bulls this season.
Brown pulls it at the last second, spins out of trouble, puts his shoulder down and drags defenders toward the marker. Give him 7 on 2nd and 10. They're inside the 25, 3rd and short coming up. Great effort from the quarterback.
A tremendous effort. He just got to be careful. He's a young buck here, or a young bull, I should say, right? I mean, this guy has taken a couple of shots tonight by lowering the boom on the defenders. And I know it's week 13, but this guy is obviously the future here for South Florida.
Under further review.
I think it's for targeting, this review.
Yeah, I agree.
Byron Brown was pointing at his helmet. I mean, again, he put himself in harm's way. He's done that
second time.
Yeah. First time, frankly, I thought it could have been targeting on him.
Right.
He lowered his own helmet.
He lowered the crown on the first one. Let's take a look at this one.
Isaiah Hazel, the Charlotte defender.
Boy, that is so tough. And what's Hazel supposed to do in that situation? I mean, you're coming in low. Obviously, you want to try to keep your head up, the face mask up. But when Brown dips his shoulder pads and drops his helmet, that creates that contact.
So, important thing to keep in mind here. Brown as a ball carrier is not defenseless. So, it's got to be targeting with the crown of the helmet. If Hazel doesn't show the crown of his helmet, which is a 6-inch radius from the top of the helmet, it can't be. It does look like his helmet is down, though. It's got to be forcible contact with the crown, not necessarily to the head or neck area.
I'm certainly not going to guess on whether this is going to be targeting or not, because I've gotten it wrong 100 times. But it does seem like this year there's been kind of a more of a point of emphasis on not calling these targeting. So we'll see.
And Hazel would be DQ'd if this is ruled targeting. I'm cool, Dustin, if I never hear the term head or neck area.
Yeah, I know.
For another 9 months after this season's over. And get the call from Nate Black.
After further review, replay has confirmed personal foul, targeting with the crown of the helmet. Defense number 13. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down. Number 13 has been disqualified for the remainder of the game.
So Isaiah Hazel's season is over. The senior from Largo, Maryland, and a Terrapin transfer, is done for the night and done for the year.
Yeah, you just hate to see it, you know, and that's one that could have been avoided.
I think the officials would say you got to keep your head up.
Yeah, I mean, he does. He's got to come in there and, you know, keep his eyes on the ball carrier. But again, the contact was created by the runner.
First down and 10. Naquan Wright dropped at the line of scrimmage. A flag comes in the backfield. And Charlotte frustrated. Stone handy. Apoplectic.
Offense number 18. 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's the tight end, Weston Wolf. Another Maryland transfer playing in today's game. Mentioned earlier, Brown over 3,000 yards this year, first in South Florida history, relatively young program. In case you were wondering, the record he broke, 2,911 yards, which was shared by Quentin Flowers and Matt Grothe. Two of the best to ever do it here in Tampa.
He was a great high school quarterback in North Carolina, was a finalist for Mr. Football, and that's a big time WWE move. Yeah.
Look who it is. That's Andrew Adair, who's listed as an offensive lineman, getting some reps on the D-line.
Well, there's been so many injuries on that defensive line. Their depth is really lacking. And so we were told before the game that they may get some offensive linemen on the D-line.
Brown throws a missile into a tight window, complete at the 5-yard line to Joffrey Brown. Brown, the brother of Dyami Brown, who also played at North Carolina, where Joffrey started his college career. Dyami now plays for the Washington Commanders. 3rd down and 4. And they're not going to get there. Decision coming for Alex Golish. Demetrius Knight on the stop of Naquan Wright.
Well, they've already gone for it down here on the 1-yard line. This will be 4th and what, about 2.5? I don't think there's any doubt. Alex Golish is going to keep his offense on the field and be aggressive. 4th and 3. Let's call it 3.
Well, a field goal here makes it a 3-possession game. Charlotte has not shown much offensive proclivity tonight, although they do have a new quarterback in who looked good.
Yeah, we have no idea what Steve Johnson could do on the next drive, but his last drive looked phenomenal.
They failed on 4th and goal from the 1 in the first quarter. This is 4th and 3. They go inside the 1. They can pick up a 1st down. Not going to snap it. And Golish did call the timeout before the flag came in.
South Florida.
Well, if you're going to kick it, I'd almost take the penalty.
Yeah.
And keep the timeout. Take away that sharp angle on the kick. So we'll see what they're going to do here when we come back.
Fox 28-14, South Florida leads. Go ahead, partner.
Well, how about we kick off your Week 12 NFL Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, with the Countdown Crew on ESPN and the app. The Chiefs take on the Raiders in Vegas, and they'll have an all-access look at the Mahomes-Max Crosby on-field rivalry, plus why Victory Monday are the 2 words every player loves to hear. Those stories and more on ESPN.
Well done. 4th down and 3. Alex Golish sends out the field goal unit. John Cannon to attempt a 22-yarder. Make this a 3-score game.
I think they should have took the penalty.
Yeah, they called timeout instead of taking the delay of game, which would have made it a 27-yard field goal as opposed to 22. You mentioned it. This is a sharp angle for Cannon. He's got to bend it in, and he sneaks it inside the left upright.
It's going to be an all-time great name for a kicker, right? Got Cannon. His leg's a cannon.
Yeah. We got some good names.
Yeah.
Joshim Bangda on the other side, the Charlotte running back who banged it in on the first drive. Biff Pocci's a pretty good name, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Biff's given name is Francis Xavier. Told us a story about where the nickname Biff came from. Said his mom was a little bit older when he was born, so she was praying, hey, God, if he's a healthy baby, I'm going to name him after St. Francis. Biff's older brother was 11 and wanted to name him Spike. She said, no, try again, so his brother came up with Biff as the second option, and that became his nickname.
Looks like a Biff.
Does he?
I think it's just a really
Never
cool,
seen one before.
Just a really cool nickname.
Onside kick here for USF, and they got it. Bulls football. How about Alex Golish leading by 3 scores, dials up the onside kick, and they come away with it.
Well, getting Charlotte a little taste of their own medicine here. Remember, Charlotte tried an onside kick after they scored the opening touchdown.
The result of the play is recovery.
And it looks like Young is going to be the one. This is called an avalanche onside. Trust me, I know, because it's been ran against me many times as I was on the kickoff return team. And if you're that center, it is very difficult to go get that football. They're going to make sure it went 10 yards.
Yesias Young on the recovery for South Florida. This will be reviewed.
Now, it doesn't have to go 10 yards if it hits a member of the receiving team. And the whole idea behind this, Drew, is you're on the kickoff team and it does go 10 yards. The question is, did somebody on South Florida touch that football prior to it going past? This may be the best look.
This is awesome.
And so you try to get everybody around the football. You wait for it to go 10 yards, and then someone just jumps on the ball right as it crosses that 10-yard mark. And I was the center on the kickoff return back in Buffalo. I'll never forget Jay Feely, who was another Michigan guy, by the way. just slammed his helmet right into me on that front line. It's a very tough spot to be in.
Jay Feely, the kicker, hit you? He targeted you?
Yes. Yes. And he knows. We've talked about it.
Those Michigan guys. Got to keep an eye on them. I think they might be reviewing if anyone touched it from South Florida.
Well, yeah, they're
10 yards.
Because they all sort of corralled the ball. If somebody did happen to, touch the football prior to the 10 yards, as you said, partner, it would come back.
Would you call that the avalanche?
It's called the avalanche onside kick, yeah.
Pretty cool play.
Yeah. And difficult to execute, too, by the way. Because you almost have to have a little touch, kind of like you on the golf course when you get around the green.
Yes. It's all about feel. And South Florida, I should say, really throwing the kitchen sink out for this one. They want to get that 6th win, get bowl eligibility for the first time since 2018 when they lost the Gasparilla Bowl against Marshall.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, South Florida. Please reset the game clock to 9 minutes, 8 seconds.
So credit Yesias Young on the recovery.
Well, and give Chad Creamer, the special teams coordinator here at South Florida, a lot of credit, too. Golish, I'm sure, gave the go-ahead to attempt that avalanche onside kick. But a well-designed play and even better execution.
And Brendan Farrell on the kick itself. They caught him off guard. South Florida retains possession.
So an opportunity to double dip after they take the points in the last drive.
2 for 1. Brown's pass is complete. That was a seed on the money to Joffrey Brown. Brown to Brown for 9 yards. Dante Balfour on the coverage.
You can keep an eye on 38 Sean Atkins here. Just needs 39 more yards to go over 1,000.
On the ground this time to Kelly Joyner, who scored twice through the air. Picks up 14 on the ground, out to the 36. And what do we have here? An injured 49er. It's Demetrius Knight. He's been their best defender this season. And a pick 6 at Maryland, week 2, a game that Biff Poggi's team led by 2 touchdowns early. And Knight entered tonight with 85 tackles, 3rd best in the American Conference. That's a good sign.
Yeah. As you mentioned, one of the leaders on this defense, the leading tackler, and it's been everywhere. When you start swinging that shoulder, that's a stinger.
Well, I'm sure South Florida fans feel that opposing defenders get injured at a higher than normal rate against their tempo. It's first down and 10 for USF. Brown swings it outside. Joyner's got it. Goes down in a hurry. Stone Handy, another great name, makes the stop. Handy, the Indiana transfer. Starting DN for Charlotte.
One of the only starters they have remaining on the defensive line. Everyone else has been so banged up.
Brown pulls it, keeps it. Nice move, Byron Brown. He's got space. He's got 6. 35-yard touchdown for Byron Brown. A record-setting night for the South Florida quarterback continues.
You know, it's so amazing when quarterbacks give the pump fake after they've crossed the line of scrimmage. Because as a defender, you're not even thinking about where the line of scrimmage is. Ali, number 6, takes the fake, as he probably could have made the stop. But a great pump fake down the field by Byron Brown, and again, his 11th touchdown run of the season.
Second most in the American, behind only running back Blake Watson of Memphis. Cannon's extra point is good. 38-14 South Florida.
So the Bulls, they get the points on the last drive. They go for the onside kick. They double dip the 2-for-1 partner. 38-14 from Tampa.
On 4 total touchdowns, over 250 total yards, just ran one in from 35 yards out. Speaking of dual threat quarterbacks, next week in Minneapolis, the matchup is Josh Dobbs and the Vikings against Justin Fields and the Bears. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC, ESPN. ESPN Deportes, you got the Pastronaut, Josh Dobbs, who's a literal rocket scientist, against an Ohio State alum, Justin Fields. So 2 high IQ quarterbacks doing battle Monday night.
Pretty incredible what Dobbs has been able to accomplish in just a few weeks.
Henry Rutledge returns it out past the 30 for Charlotte. Speaking of quarterbacks, check out Byron Brown as he left the field after that 35-yard touchdown run. A big hug.
And a lot of love there on the sidelines, and why not? This guy has done everything for this football team this season. Just a first-year starter and having a career year for this offense, and will we see more of him? Up 24 points.
Injured player for South Florida. It's Amer. Some of these you wonder if they're cramps. 68 degrees and mostly cloudy in Tampa right now.
Absolutely gorgeous night here.
As we cross the 10 o'clock marker.
Just getting our steaks last night at Burns about this time. The legendary steakhouse here in South Florida.
About 3 hours, we'll be having our desserts.
This little bananas Foster.
That's right.
What's that dessert you got? I had a little taste of it.
I didn't get dessert. My body's a temple.
Your body is a temple.
Just kidding. I got a s'mores brownie. It was phenomenal.
You got the workout in this morning. The stair climber.
Had to do it.
Get it in, man.
That's a good sign. As Amer helped up by his head coach Alex Golish. Midway through this third quarter, Alex Golish in South Florida on top by 24. Steven Johnson back to work for the 49ers. Hassan Wilson near the 40-yard line. This Charlotte offense, it's really been a tale of 2 units. They had a great first drive in both the first and second half. But aside from that, it's been almost nothing offensively.
Yeah, I really do think they scripted the first drive of the game. And then I think at halftime, they scripted the next drive because it was the only 2 effective drives they've had all game long.
Wilson through the hole for the first down. And, you know, Steven Johnson seems like he caught everybody in this building off guard. His first collegiate action. Quarterback who was not listed on the depth chart on his first drive in college. 2 for 2, 61 yards and a touchdown to Jairus Mack that went for 47 yards.
Not a bad way to start. Redshirted last year. But again, with all the injuries on this offense, trying to get something going.
Jalen Schuler makes another tackle for South Florida, bringing down Hassan Wilson. You know, if you're Biff Poggi, you're thinking, might as well try something. Let's see what we have in Steven Johnson. They're going to finish either 3-9 or 4-8 if they can stage a miraculous comeback here. Johnson, as we mentioned earlier, playing in his first game of the season, won't burn the red shirt. He already did use a red shirt last year. They're giving him a shot here in the second half. Johnson runs the option here and slides down near midfield. It's where he started the slide, so they'll mark him down after a gain of 3. 3rd and 5 coming up.
You mentioned he was a track star growing up and shows some wheels there.
Good frame for the position at 6'4". Get those strides going. Biff Poggi, as his hat said, likes to run the damn ball. They're 1 for 7 on 3rd down tonight. They like to be in front of the sticks, and maybe they got 2 plays to gain 5 here.
I don't think there's any question at midfield that this is 4 down territory.
Run the dang ball, excuse me. Biff 1-8. A pass from Johnson short of his intended target, Andrew Jacobs. 4th down coming. As I said, don't think there's any question here.
Again, the pressure there coming off the edge was Daquan Evans, their top blitzer in the nickel, who had the great interception at the end of the first half. So 4th and 5. Steve Johnson probably going to have to put this one in the air. Look at all the tight ends they've got in the game. I mean, they've got 3 tight ends. I think a timeout is going to be called here by USF. A little confusion.
Second charge timeout. South Florida. 30 seconds.
12 players on the field. You see that play card behind Biff Poggi had Tom Brady on it with all his rings? Kind of fitting here at Raymond James Stadium. Just to the left of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Also a Michigan guy.
I mean, it's okay, Dustin. It's okay. I know every slight reference to Michigan's going to hurt tonight.
The Wolverines own a little real estate in my brain this evening, partner.
Now, there are a lot of ties to the game in this game. You got a Michigan man versus a Buckeye on the sidelines. Biff Poggi, he's got a special place in his heart for Jim Harbaugh, 2 different stints on his staff, and then Alex Golesh, a graduate of Ohio State, who was a student assistant when you were there, Foxy, in 04. And, you know, Biff Poggi tweeted last week, he invited Jim Harbaugh to the sideline for this game.
It's maybe a free play.
Free play and a 1st down, so Johnson spirals it toward the sideline. It falls incomplete, but this 5-yard offside penalty will move the chains.
Offside. Defense number 10. 5-yard penalty. Results in a 1st down.
Jonathan Ross, the senior from Waldorf, Maryland, transfer from Bowie State. 1st down.
And just to your point, Drew, about the Michigan ties for Biff Poggi, he really wants to model his program after University of Michigan. And what that means is he's going to have fullbacks. He's going to have tight ends. They're going to run the dang ball, as his hat says.
That's what they do here on 1st down. Hassan Wilson with a short gain. Now, it's different from Alex Golesh, who, as we said, they're not as pass heavy as people might think in Tennessee and now South Florida. But they do throw it around. Biff Poggi says we like to run it around. What was Alex Golesh like as a student assistant at Ohio State?
He was just a kid. I mean, it's so funny. We were the exact same age almost. I mean, the guy is 39 years old. He was a student assistant. And, you know, in those roles, I mean, you're getting the coffee. You know, you're the guy that's, you know, charting plays. So it's amazing to see the rise he's had in the coaching ranks.
Joshi banged the gains 2 on 2nd down. I might be wondering, what do these guys look like? Back in the day, there's Weston Fox, steady at defensive back for Ohio State, 4-year starter.
Very crafty.
Very crafty.
I was a gym rat.
First guy in, last guy out.
No doubt.
You played in this stadium, right? You're at Ohio State.
My freshman year, we played here in the Outback Bowl against South Carolina.
3rd down and 6 for Steven Johnson. Throws right, incomplete, right on the money. Bryce Kennan, the tight end, couldn't squeeze it. 4th down and 6 coming up.
Kennan just saw, or heard the footsteps rather. Took his eyes off the football, and now another 4th and 6. Let's see if USF can be more disciplined on this one. He threw that one right to him.
4th down and 6. Steven Johnson, the jump pass, threw it right to him. Interception for South Florida. Mac Harris was down before he fumbled it. Another INT for USF. That's the defense's 3rd tonight.
And a really good job by USF knowing that this quarterback is basically a rookie, coming off the bench, so they dial up the pressure. He's just trying to make a play on 4th down. Instead, the Bulls will now have the football inside Charlotte territory again. And now I guess the question would be, will we see any more of Byron Brown? And will they try to get Sean Atkins those catches?
They got it, right?
They have to.
Do it
we spoke with their staff this week. They know what the numbers are. I mean, the guy needs 39 more yards. And they're at the 44.
Brown back in there for USF. Wants to throw on the first play. Stands in, throws, delivers a strike. A big chunk for USF on the first play of this drive. They find the tight end, Weston Wolf, a man who fixes problems, a gain of 32. .3:30 to play in the 3rd. Michael Dukes on the carry from the gun down to the 10-yard line.
All gas, no brakes for this offense. Get up 38-14, trying to add more, trying to become bowl eligible.
Brown looks left. Again, the offensive line gives him all kinds of time. That pass should have been intercepted. Dantes Fagan already has one tonight.
That play was designed to go to Sean Atkins the entire play. Byron Brown is just staring down Atkins, just trying to wait for him to get open, and forces that in. Should have been probably the 2nd interception of the game for Fagan.
They drew him off sides. Free play here for Brown in South Florida. End zone throw incomplete. Almost had another flag on the back end with pass interference, but they'll get the offside. Michael Brown Stevens, the intended target.
Defense number 56. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
I thought this was a lot of contact here. Well, maybe a little push off, but then a little grab and tug of the jersey there at the end. No worse for the wear.
The offside was against Andrew Adair, the offensive lineman playing on the other side of the ball.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before. A guy an offensive lineman in the middle of a game having to come over and play defense.
3rd and 3, Brown pulls, scans, going down. Brought down in a heap by Demon Clowney, the Ole Miss transfer from Baltimore. Ends up with a football.
Really on the field, the runner's knee was down.
Brown was sacked. 4th down coming here for South Florida.
Take a look at Clowney here. Does a good job. He beats the tight end there off the edge. That's Weston Wolf, 18. And the Clowney name may sound familiar. His cousin is Jadeveon Clowney.
Speaking of cousins on the field, Michael Brown Stevens, who was intended on that last pass, his uncle is John Legend. 4th down and 11. And the kick is good from John Cannon. Poji's team finds itself in a multi-score hole here. Now 41-14 USF with 2:08 to play in the 3rd.
Poji understands how limited they are and how severely banged up they are defensively. And I think he's just proud that they sort of bowed up there and didn't give up inside the red zone.
Well, here's our College Football Awards Spotlight, brought to you by the Home Depot, featuring the Maxwell and Davey O'Brien Awards. There's only going to be one guy on your screen because Jaden Daniels has a chance to win them both, in addition to maybe the Heisman Trophy in a win against Texas A&M today. Look at the rush yards in addition to the passing touchdowns.
Yeah, very similar to what we've seen here today from Byron Brown. Dual threat quarterback, a true dual threat quarterback, and having a heck of a season for the Tigers.
Brendan Farrell's kick, returnable for Henry Rutledge. And Rutledge with a sliver past the 30. And another injured player for South Florida with 2 minutes left in the third. It's Amer again. Second time tonight he's been slow to get up.